All right, we are going to anatomy and solving it for father. Amazingly, every coloring book. Coloring book is a flawless set of letters for father. 3 plus 2 is 1 plus 1. Rest letters divide by 3. Now this must be spelled with a U for the best glory, okay? But this is a great book. So we've been solving anatomy parts. And we always go to the center to find father. Okay, so umbilicus goes to father. Just like umbilical cord, it's a father-father double. So here's the offsets from father. Okay, it's always in multiples of 3. Just like there, F means father, of course. These are your offsets of 3s, okay? So I'm introducing you to real studying. It's called Everything is for God and All the Words Belong to God. So I'm making notes here. So we went straight to the abdominal cavity, and then we note that the root of abdominal and abdominus equals father, okay? Not surprisingly, okay, we're just scooping up the gold here. So the rectus abdominis at the center of you. These two words equal each other. You can find father in both, which I did. And then you'll note that what's left over is dead center father, the great 28, okay? In very famous ways. This is the T plus the H, and this is T plus H plus 1 minus 1. So very obvious what I see father doing in rectus abdominis, which are the central muscles of you. And the umbilicus is, of course, is your belly button, okay? And, oh yeah, by the way, when you say belly button, that also parallels father. So whether you call it the official term the umbilicus or the belly button, both strings of letters parallel father perfectly. Okay, and that's the dead center of you. So not surprisingly, father's all over that because father's at the center. So this was so cool, solving every single muscle and every single bundle and every single fiber for the glory of father. These are my notes on that. So look at how fiber parallels father. This is the review. We'll start with muscle, okay? It's so easy. 6 letters, okay? The dead center provides the plus 1 offset differing by 6 points perfectly. And then you have your pairwise multiples of 3 in the teams outwards. Here, these both divide by 3, adding to 33. These add to 18 perfectly, multiples of 6. In father, these add to 6, and these add to 24, okay? Perfect. So father takes the glory for every muscle. Done. Very fast. And you have to realize just how big that is. Like there's billions of muscles in billions of creatures and species all over the world, but father says, I own the word muscle. You can't lift a muscle or say the word muscle or think the word muscle without giving glory to father while glorifying the whole Trinity every single time because it's all in offsets of 3s, okay? You get that? These are multiples of 3, FR24, AE6. These are multiples of 3, ME18, UL33, and then this team in the center here, okay, this makes 22, that's plus 1 over the nearest multiple of 3. This is 28, that's plus 1 over 27. So what's the result overall? Here you have 22, this is 55. This muscle is 73, which equals number. Okay, it equals father plus 15. It also equals a famous word that you recognize from sexual intercourse, orgasm. Okay, father takes the glory for all of these words. And so can you find father in muscle perfectly, 58? Yes, it's the word muse, okay? The CL, 15 points, is the only way, praise God, that you can pop off 15. The rest equals father, muse, okay? And then if you want, which we do, you can compare those letters M-U-S-E to the letters in father, okay? And it's very beautiful, okay? And this is very common, okay? MU goes to center of father. A U equals an AT, and M equals an HE, okay? Then an SE equals the FR. S is 1 point different from R. E is 1 point different from F. Done. Fiber. So, and God confirms muscle fiber. You know, at the root level, it's a muscle fiber. And I will take you to the page number so that we can see just how glorious this is. Because if you take the glory for the root, you take the glory for the whole tree. So the human body is full of muscles and muscle fibers, tons of them, and so are all the species. But if we just solve the word muscle, this is the introduction to skeletal muscle, and it's all based on this. If we just solve the word muscle and the word fiber for father, well, we take the glory for the whole tree. Because all of this is just a whole bunch of muscle fibers. And they get bigger and bigger, and then bundle equals father, and fascicle equals father. But if you solve the word muscle and the word fiber, you take the glory for every single muscle, not just in the human body, okay, but in every creature all over the world who's ever lived, including the creatures of the sea. So that's what we're doing, and it's very easy to do. So we solved the word muscle. Now we're going to go through the word fiber again. And then this gets amazing because then it becomes a fascicle, which equals father. And that's also known as a bundle, which equals father. The word fascicle comes, it means bundle. It's like the Latin, it's rooted in Latin, and it's very awesome. Now, as you harvest a page like this, it's impossible to just resist scooping it up. So I noticed that the word capillary parallels father, just like blood vessel, okay? And capillary, you have the 4 plus 1s, beautiful. Everything else divides by 3. That is, again, I always choose the word orgasm because it's something everyone understands as being the climax, okay, of humans making new humans, okay? You know what God created. And you have the 4 plus 1s, A, P, A, Y. Everything else divides by 3. Glorifies Father, the name above all names, okay? And blood vessel we solve for father. And remember, bundle equals father. And there's more gold to scoop up here. There's a lot to see. A lot of God's names to see in all this. But father is the name above all names. So as I was looking at this too, I noticed there's 3 parts. Nerve, artery, and vein. I noticed that nerve goes to father perfectly. Vein equals God's title vine. But let's stick with my preliminary notes here. Okay, so back to fiber. F equals F. ER equals ER. The I parallels the AT. Okay. So yeah, I is 9, AT is 21. That's a difference of 12. Perfect. 3s. Ideally 6s, because I like even numbers. And I've just studied this for so many hours that the offsets of 6s are king. And then a BH differs by 6 perfectly. Okay. So there's your perfect parallelism between fiber and father. We're done. There's a number of words like fiber. The word strand, the word cord, all of those parallel father. And then this is the breakdown of how father takes the word vasicle. FA equals FA. And these guys are 6 points difference minus 6. These guys divide by 3. They can join the team on the left and the right. And these guys on the ends, minus 6. So this is your 12 offset, so it equals father. It equals bundle. And so this is really cool when you say a bundle of fibers. This letter parallels father. This word equals father. This word parallels father, and the single S parallels father. So now you get 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an overall offset of father. Okay. And we found father in capillary. Blood vessel, we looked at that. Blood equals son. And then when you add vessel, the word vessel goes to father. Finding father and blood capillary. Amazing when you put blood and capillary together, you get perfectly truth plus father, which is father, father, half a father. And so we were finding the half fathers in that. And this is so cool, okay, because all muscles are based on this system which God designed, okay? All muscles pull against something. They pull against a fulcrum. They pull on a lever, and they pull against a resistance. So as I looked at the words that God has ordained in the whole muscle lever system, which exists in every musculoskeletal design of every animal, I realized father gets the word fulcrum. Okay, because remember, father's at the center of everything, and and father gets the word effort, just like the word muscle. Okay, the effort is the power, the force that moves, and amazingly, okay, the word resistance, like the other side of the thing, technically, according to math, the word resistance goes to Christ. Okay, just like the word lever. Okay, but I definitely see father, definitely, father gets the word fulcrum. And definitely gets the word effort, okay? Which it's sort of, it's like he is the ultimate power source. Like he is the creme de la creme. Like he gets the word muscle and he gets the word effort, okay? He also gets the word fulcrum or the word pivot or the word hinge. All of those words go to father perfectly. Fulcrum, pivot, hinge, okay? And then muscle we know goes to father. It's also known as the effort. Now, you can call this thing the resistance, or you can call it the load, okay? Both words go to Jesus and Christ, who is the second member of the Trinity, okay? Both are equally important, but the Father is more powerful. Like, you see that? The Father is the powerful. So Father gets the word muscle and the word effort, and Jesus / Christ gets the word load / resistance. If you want to be really picky and really technical about this, the word resistance, okay, is flawless for Christ. And the word load is flawless for Jesus, okay? But father gets the word effort and the word weight, or in the word, the word muscle, okay? And definitely the word fulcrum and pivot and hinge, okay? Lever would go to Christ, okay? So that's cool. That's really neat to understand. So I did a review. The word artery is father plus half a father equals truth. So I did a study of the word effort. So resistance is Christ plus 36. Effort goes to father. It's father plus 12. And it parallels muscle. Okay, so the muscles exert the effort, okay, that move the levers. Very, very cool. Okay, so effort to find father. It's very beautiful. Okay, father is the all. T plus E is 25 equals all. And then add the OR for there's your father. It's the word ROTE. And then the F to F is the 2 bonus 3s, okay? So, pretty obvious, eh? Effort is father plus 12. Muscle was father plus 15. Beautiful, offsets of 3s perfectly. Resistance, remember, is Christ plus 36, okay? And as you slow down and compare these letters, resistance to Christ, you can see a lot of them are shared. You have R-I-S-T. You can make an H from an E plus a C. Or you could recognize that the C is there as well in Christ. And then the rest provide the bonus offsets of 3s, which add to 36. Okay? Now you can find, famous ants equals I am. And all that. Okay. That's good enough for now. Tendons, very famous body part. Ligaments and tendons, okay? Ligaments and tendons do the same famous thing for Father. They both contain the great words sent. Jesus said, he who sent me, he who sent me. Sent is a very famous and common foursome that God uses to make his name Father, okay? So tendons, there's your 33 in 3 letters, which equals the, and the rest equals Father. So tendons in symmetry equals the Father. Now this is exactly what God ordained in the word ligament. And by the way, when you pluralize the word muscles, it ends in father. So the father gets the official last word on all the muscles. But ligaments equals the word lightning, and it does the same thing that God ordained in the word lightning. We know that God the Father owns all lightning. Man has been talking about that from the dawn of time, but now we're solving all the body parts. So here's your father on the end of the word ligaments, just like he's on the end of the word elements. Father always gets the last word, okay? There's many words that you say that end in shun, especially in anatomy, which goes to father, okay? Flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, rotation. And there's thousands of words in English that end in shun for the glory of the Father, okay? So elements and ligaments. So look at, there's your ENTS, just like in tendons. There's your father, okay? Right there. Interestingly, there's sun right on the end of tendons as well. It's like the sun is always like in there too. But there's father. And then this is 21 plus 21. And the reason I highlight that is because it's beautiful. These are pure 3s and these are pure plus 1s to make those 2 teams. But this precisely matches what God ordained in the word lightning. Okay? Using many of the same letters. Here's father at the dead center. Okay? And then here's 21 Li on the left, and here's 21 Ng, just like this is a G and an A plus an M equals an N. Okay, so Father, the dead center of lightning, so Father takes the glory for all lightning. He also takes the glory for all the ligaments in every single human body and animal creature, bones, ligaments, okay, and tendons. And by the way, the word bones goes to Father too. It's perfect, okay? You have 3 plus 2s, you have 1 plus 1, the rest of the letters divide by 3, okay? Bones equals father minus 3. Perfect. Done. Okay? So, bones goes to father, tendons goes to father, ligaments goes to father. What else is there to talk about? Well, a whole lot, okay? Like nerve bundles and all that, but we're starting with the obvious. Okay, so tendons equals the father. Ligaments, now this is father plus 42. You see how it's all multiples of 3. It's offsets of 3. But there's father, okay? Ligaments and bones. And of course you can find the sun in a lot of these things, like bones has S-O-N. tendons ends in S-O-N, and 48's abound. And then I wanted to review that the word muscles, when you pluralize it, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, that puts Father at the end. So let's review. Yes, and in a very famous way. This is so cool. This is going to blow your mind. So remember how we looked at one muscle and we found Muse. Now, this is amazing. When you pluralize it to muscles, well, look what God has done. Now there's Father and the perfect bookends, just like tendons. Glory to God. It's all about those muscles, okay, which then connect, as far as my to tendons, which then connect to the bones. I got to brush up on my terminology, folks, but so M-U-E-S, Father, okay, at the bookends, excuse me, that's supposed to be an F, at the bookends of muscles. Father at the bookends of tendons, irresistible and undeniable. Now, what I really, this is so cool, what I really wanted to point out even more, and then it's staring me in the face, actually. This here in the center now equals the dead center of Father. So when you say muscles, you now have a father double design, okay, where it's an extra, emphasis. So the M-U-E-S, that equals 58 Father. And then S-C-L in the dead center equals 34, which is the dead center of Father, okay, the A-T-H-E in Father. Amazing. So muscles is Father plus dead center Father. Genius. And then now, do it this way. Okay, now take the end. This equals Father. He gets the last word. And this equals dead center Father. And this is very famous. This famous U-M. Many words end in U-M, like ilium, ischium, okay, paramecium. Many words end in U-M because this goes perfectly to declare dead center Father. A U-M parallels Father because dead center Father provides the +1 offset, and then it's flanked in threes. The F and the R divide by 3, just like the AE. But look at this MU. Okay, it's very famous. The U equals the AT, 20 plus 1 equals 21, and then the M equals the HE, 13, 34. It equals 1. The Lord our God, the Lord is one. Okay, so Father right there, dead center. So muscles, the word muscles there is Father on the end and dead center Father right there. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, and so we hit that one really good and hard. Now it's so cool. The more you look, the more you see. As I look at the word ligaments now, I can see Father from the inside out. You get this 21 here, this 39 makes a multiple of 3, this makes a multiple of 3, this makes a multiple of 3, and then the M at the very center provides the +1 offset for Father. That's another bonus right there. And similarly for muscles, well, we already talked about that. Okay, that this was equal to Father, and this is another. Okay, so wow. And then as I was looking at as I was looking at more words on this page, I noticed the covering. Always pay attention to what's on top. Okay, like this sheath here, you have epimecium, you have paramecium, and you have endomecium. Okay, so I just beginning with that word mecium, I recognize instantly that goes to Father because it's the 4 plus 1s and the 2 letters that divide by 3. That is gorgeous. Okay, that's to 100. It's Father plus 42. Amazingly, it's got Jesus at the center. It's got God at the bookends. And lots of cool stuff in there. But these are my preliminary notes, and I wanted to share this on camera. The solving of every muscle fiber in every single animal and human for the glory of God the Father in detail, and other words related thereto, including details on the muscle lever system. And then so, God willing, we're going to be solving more in anatomy, and it's going to be amazing.